Storm is going to be a pretty big ability for Mineski, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it off in time in terms of taking this Roche fight. I don't know if they have any idea that it's happening. If they do, they can't get there in time. Roche is going to fall, and it will go to the gyrocopter more than likely. The Aegis picked up, but there is now a nullifier on Mushi. I didn't know he was building that item, but that is pretty big in terms of get to help him out.
Okay, yeah.
That's going to be big, stopping the BKB of the gyrocopter or what have you. I mean, nullifier is going to help out a lot. But even just the slow is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, very nice. It's interesting to see which carry heroes can actually comfortably build this item. The stats on it are pretty wonky.
They're weird.
You have damage and you have armor on a very expensive item, right?
Yeah.
Not the most desired stats, but the effect is very powerful.
The effect is super powerful, but you're right. The item just feels awkward to build.
It does. On a lot of heroes.
You buy a relic and you're thinking, well, I could get a Radiance instead, but no.
You know, Lifestealer may be one of the less awkward.
Yeah, it makes sense to build on him, I think.
He has survivability through the rage, so you don't really need to build BKB. He can afford to go for it in specific games. He can actually build a lot of items.
Yeah, he has a very wide item pool for sure. And we've seen that recently too. Battle Fury's been picked up on him. Yep. I mean, pretty much any item.
This Aegis opens up a whole new world of problems for Mineski, right?
Yeah.
Gyro already unkillable with the Aegis, and now the Eye of Scotty complete. He can position so far forward in these fights that he can just scat everything up.
There's the Greaves, and they actually can bring down this Witch Doctor, but that was a Witch Doctor though.
They got him.
I mean, it looked a little difficult with Greaves coming out, but yeah, if Tim's is there with a 4-step, maybe he survives. Of course, Tim's was back across the river on his side of the map, so nothing he could do. By the way, we haven't talked about this as much, but Ice has had Midas picked up for a while now, and an Ogre Club built, which I assume is building into a BKB as he's getting closer and closer to that item. So something to consider for Ice. He's getting back into the game, and so too is this Death Prophet now. Still pretty far behind that of Armel, but he's building into that BKB as well. These next couple of items from Mineski might be able to get them back into this game.
Yeah, BKB a huge item against TNC's lineup. When you look at that lineup, it's pretty much all spells, even Gyro. A lot of his damage comes through those abilities.
So now they just need to wait out the Aegis, which is easier said than done.
Right, because TNC are just going to run down these lanes now and start pressuring these towers, looking for all the fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they can survive that and make it to those BKBs, it'll look much better.
They're doing a pretty good job of split pushing. Ice is in the top lane. The Infest coming out there trying to find his kill on Armel. He is nullified. It's with the Static Storm. They'll bring him down. That's a big kill. He's dead for 72, but now he is in there. That gyrocopter from Raven is absolutely destroying. It's a godlike freeze about to find Mushi, and now there's no life stealer for 68 seconds. Yes, you got the puck, but they didn't have the DP ulti. They didn't have Ice coming in. They need to back up now, but Tim's is looking for a vendetta. The blink coming in. The skewer will miss. The silence does hit, but it doesn't really matter. There's going to be the Spear Fist coming in as well as the Impale. That's a triple kill for Raven, and they are looking for more. Yules is available for Moon, and he will use it onto the next assassin, but on the chase is Raven. He will spot him here in a moment. He's got the homing missile at the ready in just a few moments, but he doesn't really need it. He's got the Scotty. The Spirit Siphon will come out. It's not going to matter. There's the Impale. That is a dead Death Prophet, and just like that, another kill for Raven, who is absolutely massive.
Well, at least Mineski made the best of that situation.
Oh my god, Tim's has found jabs too. Mana burn to come in. He has Blink in one. He's going to try to juke. The Impale hits at the perfect time. He's going to keep the auto attacks on. They have another hero TPing in. I believe it's the Tide Usher. And now the Yule Scepter from Tim's coming out. The Impale should be back up in a few moments. But Jabs is still trying to run. He's got no mana for Burn Strike, surprisingly enough. Now the Gush will come in and another mana burn comes in. There's the Impale. They will find yet another kill for TNC.
Yep. I was going to say they made the best of that situation because Jabs pushed out the bottom lane so that TNC couldn't go for the count, go for the chase instead, but he goes down anyways. Very unfortunate.
TNC looking very good in their first game of the Swiss format, trying to go up 1-0, position themselves to be up there along with the rest of them. And they're looking pretty good. They now have a Lincoln Sphere being built for the puck. So all they need to do is just get these last Tatter Towers.
Yep, with that Lincoln Sphere you can't get Blink Sand stunned, so there's pretty much nothing that can start the fight on them, at least reliably. You can always Blink RP, it's got a longer cast time, so you can potentially dodge that out. Yeah, this game looks rough for Mineski. Extremely rough. Like, Mushi is farmed, but I don't think Lifestealer can solo carry this game, even if he had like another full item.
I mean, we saw it in that last fight. He got as much done as he could with the Nullifier, and they had the Static Storm on Armel, but Well, now they're going to find Nana instead, and he is in trouble. The Ulsica will come out, but Raven has that Scotty slow. They've got the Impale to work with as well, and that is just a dead DP. For 57 seconds, she's down, so that means this will turn into a tier 2 tower for TNC.
What can stop them?
It doesn't look like much, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Even if they didn't have this Aegis, I don't think it really matters.
Well, look at this Tidehunter. He's always got 25 armor with evasion, Guardian, 2,000 HP.
He's a tanky man.
Tanky water.
He can just walk up. I like that. This is what we were talking about. This is the play that they have to make. They have to split push. Mushi's doing a pretty good job of it, but he might need to come home. He's going to stay there for now, and actually it looks like TNC are going to head home, but Sam Page,
is very good for
he's going to get caught. Statics from... They already used the Burrow Strike. They have Ice nearby. Sam H will pop the Greaves. Again, he's very tanky, especially with the Anchor Smash getting thrown out. They should be able to stop him and get this kill, though. They have a Blink ready in a couple of seconds. The Epicenter should go. Burrow Strike, that should do enough. Ravage is committed.
Oh, no.
I'm surprised he did that. That's down for a pretty significant amount of time now, and that's just more time given to Mineski to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes for Mineski to actually make something happen or take time to farm up now. No Ravage online. That's a big deal. It's going to sync up with the Aegis timing as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty significant for Mineski to get that kill. But it's still, they've got a long way to go. I mean, again, Mushi, he's building into an AC, which will help. They have now a BKB on Ice. They also should have one coming in pretty soon for Nana if they don't already, onto the Death Prophet. So, yeah, he's like good. About 1,000 gold away at this point, but
yep, so close. But it makes a big difference, right? A lot of the damage we can see is still magic based. Only Gyro deals physical damage.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We'll see if they can't find somebody. Tim's is vendetta. They might find him. They need protection. They're gonna find with a Blink Burrow. That is a dead Tim's. Nice little pickup there. They'll move on, trying to find Cuckoo, but he's already made himself scarce as he's used the Glimmer. They'll get himself out of trouble.
Let's see what they can translate this into. They know Ravage is still down for quite some time.
The wave is pushing in mid. They can maybe get this tier 2. They do have Exorcism if they want to use it. I'm sure they would like to hold on to it for a potential fight. I don't think they even need it, actually. They don't have Ravage to fight into.
Yep. So that Ravage is basically going to cost them time where Death Prophet has a full BKB. Right, that's basically what it bought them.
Yes.
And let's see if that's actually going to be enough for them to win some fights. Because Lifestealer has Magic Immunity, which helps them navigate these fights really easily, but now there's a Glimmer Cape on someone I just saw. Not sure. I think Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that makes things a bit messier for these team fights, but you know, Magic Immunity helps a lot, especially in a hero like Death Prophet, who is based off of staying alive, right? She needs to run around in these team fights. And she's almost level 18 as well, so that helps.
Yeah, the level 3 Exorcism is a lot of the damage that they're missing out on.
Yep. Lifestealer is super fun, but like we said, he just can't really solo carry these fights, right? You need the damage from Death Prophet. She needs to be able to stay alive in these fights.
This could be the timing that they were looking for. It's the BKB we're talking about. It's the level 18 on the Exorcism, which is now up and ready to go. This is a huge fight, and with that kill on the Tidehunter, they, I think, kind of swung the gold back at least 2 to 3K in that time span.
Yeah. That's
significant. One more fight with a big win for them in that fight for Mineski probably swings it back even more towards that, you know, 1K mark. We'll see if they can't get there. But again, killing this Gyrocopter feels like kind of an impossibility with BKB. Now a Lincoln Sphere along that and the Scotty to work with as well. He is sitting at 3.1k HP. He has 24 armor without anything else buffing it up. And it is that's the target that you can't focus on potentially. I mean, you can, but you probably go for other heroes.
The Lincoln Sphere makes it impossible, well, near impossible to actually start a team fight on this hero without a game up, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be able to press his BKB every time. Good luck killing it.
They did a good job of killing Armel and CMH. Although CMH takes forever to kill. Meanwhile, they have found Nana, but there's a Blink Burrow. The counter initiation coming in, but a Gyro is there. The call down, he pops the BKB. He's already doing a lot of damage. They've got the nullifier on Armel, but he's fine. Mushi is going to get run down now. Nana is already TPing away. Mushi is in trouble. They've got the Dream Coil. They've got Mushi dead. Down for 75.
Stopped him from getting in range to infest Nana TPing out.
And they will find the Dagon for Armel getting himself a double kill. That'll be Jabs getting dropped down as well. That is big, and they will push into the high ground now. The Tier 3 is about to be under siege, and they have no buyback on Mushi. They have Exorcism, they have the Ice, they have the RP, but I don't think that's going to be enough here in this game. The Tier 3 at the very least will fall. Maybe they get more out of this, and probably they do. Sam H is walking up. He still has Ravage available. So this is more than likely going to be a full set of racks. They will cliff, but
maybe even more, honestly. 40 seconds, no life stealer?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can do anything here. They have to try for something. If they don't want to lose 2 sets of racks, they just might, at the very least.
Yeah, it looks like 2 sets or less. Mineski attempted to make some sort of play, but there's no damage.
They can always back up the Roach for TNC too if they don't want to get too aggressive.
Yeah. I hope we get to see that last fight again, because Tim's got the mana burn off on Nana before the fight started. And he actually had no mana to use Exorcism right before they went into it. It was just...
That is rough.
It was...
The Knicks have played really well this game for Tim's.
Yeah.
But Raven, of course, he's on another level now. The Gush comes out, Sam H is in. They've got the BKBs popped down. They popped the Exorcism, but Raven has also popped his BKB and he's man fighting. Static Storm, they found Sam H. He has already used the Greed, and the Static Storm will silence him up anyway, so he's dead 75. They did Exorcism for that, though, and I guess they did hold their rack, but still only got 1 kill on the Tide Hunter.
Exorcism, but you're right. They saved the racks, but of course now there's going to be this problem where TNC marching to the Roshan pit, and there's no Exorcism to fight, and Ravage is still online, of course.
They have everything going for them at this point.
That's the big problem with these large cooldown ultimates. You can just, once you use them, it's super easy to just move on to the next objective without being contested at all.
That's where Gyrocopter's so good. He doesn't have to rely on those large cooldowns other than BKB at this point.
Yep, his cooldown is a flat.
That's pretty much it, and it's not that long, let me tell you. Hit that flat cannon button, and you are doing some serious damage with what items that Gyrocopter has. He actually doesn't even have a butterfly. He's building it 1 now. I'm surprised he doesn't already have it, but he built a really good item build.
Yeah.
He's just so tanky. And
very heavy on the survivability, but that's exactly what they need to...
They've got plenty of other damage sources as well, from Armel to the Death Ward. So, speaking of Armel, I think he's up to Dagon 2 now, which is good news for him. Doing a lot of damage at the very least. He has Veil along with it. He is pretty up there in terms of his item slots. He's like 6 slotted at this point, so...
He's played very well this game.
And this is the fight you were talking about. The Impale, the mana burn, there it is. He couldn't get the BKB off in time. It was a good counter initiation with the Burrow Strike, but they just didn't have the mana for the Exorcism. You can see it there. You were absolutely right about that.
I mean, look at Mushi just chasing around. He can't get on anyone in these fights at all. 4 staffs come out. Scotty slows him. His teammate pass before the TP came out.
And that Knicks play, though. Tim's has done a great job this game, for sure. He's just been crushing it. We are still waiting on that big RP from Ice Ice Ice. We're still waiting on that big team fight from Mineski, but it's sort of slipping away at this point. They will smoke up. They'll try to find something here. They'll find, instead, a Witch Doctor, not the hero they wanted. He's going to get forced, but he will still get nullified up and drop down. And actually, Tim's is able to blink away just in time as Jefferson is about to auto-attack him. In the meantime, Armel is split pushing and working on this tier 3 tower, and nobody is back. But they have killed the Witch Doctor, and Roshan is up, but Jabs is forced to.
Power takes half his health and damage. No answer to the puck split push at all, and he has Lincoln Sphere too.
Man,
you know, we might go this whole game without seeing that huge critical RP just because it's really difficult to play Mag when there's like a big tanky frontline hero like the Gyrocopter that you can't RP anyways, but he always sits between you and the targets that you want to RP. And then you have Puck, who plays off on a side, who doesn't need to come in from the same angle as everyone else, that Nyx Assassin, who's also doing the exact same thing Invis. They'll have no reason to group up, you know? Gyro can just sit on his own somewhere, and these heroes can come in from the side.
Oh, Tim's. You got to relax, man. You're just owning too hard, please.
Just living life on the edge.
Yeah. He's actually doing so well. There's a lot of good vision out on the field for the Dire team. They've got some good wards at the very least, but mostly sentries, to be honest, at this point in the game. They're trying to get as much map control as they can with the limited amount of space they've got. But here we go. It looks like there's a smoke coming here from the Radiant team. They're trying to find something. TNC looking for a target. It's going to be a Disruptor. When you fail to throw a trick counter initiation, so there's the quick Ravage. They go the RP and the BKB in time, but again, Raven is there and he's just kissing everybody. They've got to run for now the Death Ward. They blow up the Death Prophet as Exorcism comes out. That's down, and so is she. For another 74 seconds now, the Magnus is going to get dropped down. A double kill for Tim's. That might be enough for TNC just to take the racks and maybe the game here, Brax.
Yeah, that was convincing. Not even close. RP on 3 heroes, doesn't even matter. There's no damage to follow up at all. Just everyone dies is the Black Hand damage.
And the RP, as good as it was that he got it off before, and the BKB and the RP off as the Ravage came out, but It didn't matter. They just didn't have the damage. They popped the exorcism. The DP dies almost instantly. And TNC, they're backstroking their way to a Game 1 victory here against Mineski. Potentially, they're going to get mega creeps at the very least, but they are looking strong here for the Switch format to move up to that 1-0 slot, along with the other teams that have already gotten there this morning.
Yeah, I really like the Kite Hunter against the Magnet. We saw that fight in the bottom lane. Even if you get by the RP or all the other AoE counts, it doesn't really matter. You're always going to get that rabbit off to counter-initiate the RP. And
you know what it comes down to is the puck ult. Do you think that puck, okay, you see that and you're like, this looks off, and you were even talking about it during the draft. But the fact that they're flexible enough to put the puck mid for Armel, and then they have the Nyx there to just make Moonlife miserable.
It destroyed that lane.
It was a really good draft from TNC when you think about all of those factors together.
Yep, and then you look at the support as well. There's nothing they can do to offset that advantage in the lane. You know, if Sand King comes in, what can you do? Yeah. Right? The DP is still sitting with no mana. It doesn't even matter.
Nah, that has been the issue. The extras are not able to get off a lot of the time for Mineski. That big ability's just not really been impactful. In fact, all their big abilities, RP, epicenters, even the FS ganks have been limited. And this will lead TNC into another Roshan, which I don't think can be contested. Again, VP ulti's still down, and plenty of damage to take this quickly. In fact, VP ulti's down to 25, so this Rosh should be easy. Aegis and Cheese. Aegis more than likely, I don't even think Space Parade will take it. He's going to get a slot though. He's going to put his boots away, and he's going to grab the Aegis. He just knows that he doesn't want to die, and he shouldn't die this game at the very least. Sitting at 15-0-9, looking to end the game deathless. We'll see if that's going to happen.
Having a fantastic game, and his item build this game was extremely smart. Going for the Scotty instead of the Butter that we normally see. Terrific against the Lifestealer.
So, where do you think this draft went wrong then for Mineski? Well, actually, we might see Mushi get looks to be pretty low. That's silence. Ooh, nice and fast. Keeps him alive.
He's looking alive.
And these are mega creeps, super creeps too. So mega creeps, they'll be fine. They'll just be able to make it. They'll be able to get there eventually.
Yeah, these guys are tough. They're not going down to these wimpy guys.
Mushi's got a ultra bone, man. Let me tell you. Oh my god. Actually, he infests out pretty quickly and he's gonna go rage CP. I thought he might have stayed in there longer. That'd have been pretty fun if he just stayed in the creeps the way through.
Not about the sightseeing. He wants to get back to base ready to fight.
Anyways, I go back to my original question and asking where did this go wrong for Mineski in the draft?
They just had such a big problem with the mid lane, right? They had no real way to deal with the puck versus the DP with the Nyx Assassin coming in. I feel like if they had something else to play off of, then Nyx Assassin wouldn't feel so content just sitting in the mid lane. But both offlaners were so static that there was actually nothing else for them to do in the entire game. Right, and that's one of the problems with these greedy offlaners like the Magnets. It's just they don't actually do anything.
No.
Even with an advantage, they can't actually touch them. I mean, look at this. Can't do anything.
Good Ravage counter initiation. They still have the Aegis even with this. They're going to RP. This is actually looking pretty good. They're going to take another hero down to Carmel. The Epicenter gets used there. They're going to use their BKBs. They will get channeled. Grayson will pop the tone. And now Ice is on the run. You killed him once. I don't know if you can kill him twice. The exorcism is actually doing a lot of damage. The drone's starting to get up by these creeps, but there's no tier 4 table. Impale onto 2 from Sims, and now they will find a great death ward, which will bring down the DP. She's forced to find that, but with no exorcism, it is rough. Meanwhile, Mushi is chasing him down. He's getting low. Brave into some he's good, but he pops the cheese. He pops the cheese and turns on it. Mushi gets taken down. Dispatched by Armel. He's dead, and now they're looking for more. Pushing it back into the well, trying to finish this game off, and it should end right now as GG is called, and TNC with a pretty here with our 50.